I would like to give Ron the opportunity to say a few words about why he and his business partner started the scholarship fund and allow us all to hear his wisdom.
Thank you, Tom. I am fully vaccinated and had COVID in July, so I'm going to take the mask off for a few seconds. It's really an honor to be able to speak to you here today and to commend the recipients of this scholarship award. My business partner, Don, and I used to own a business in town called Planet Hyundai, and after the tragic assassination of officers Beck and Soldo, Don and I met to discuss doing something to show the department what the job they do every day means to us as local business owners. I've been in the tavern business for over 30 years, so anybody in the Las Vegas tavern business knows cops, because they're always stopping by checking on your staff 24/7. But in the car business, Don and I were very lucky to be fortunate with that investment and to do well enough that after that tragic day, I suggested to Don that we start a scholarship fund in the memory of officers Beck and Soldo, and that was 7 years ago. It's hard to believe. We did a $50,000 offer. As a result of that, I joined the foundation board to help decide who would receive the $5,000 scholarships, 10 of which this year there's 12. And it was one of my happier days of all the boards I've served on and businesses I've owned to serve with a group such as the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department Foundation board members, and the work we do to show the officers of the department how much we appreciate what they do. So picture us one day thinking, what can we do for cops? Cops are used to taking care of themselves and everyone else. And we came up with the idea to do a scholarship for their kids and let them know through gifts to their children starting college how much the jobs they do mean to us. And as I said, that was 7 years ago. We did $50,000 as an initial contribution. And as long as we stayed in the car business, we did that for 6 consecutive years, awarding a total of $300,000. And now this year, the foundation, which has grown, when I joined it, Chris and Tom, we had about $100,000 in the bank, and 3 board members with Mike McClary and Tom. And it's grown significantly since then to a multi-million-dollar foundation that this year is funding the 12 scholarships as a foundation. I'm honored and proud to be able to say we started it and hopefully can continue it through the generosity of the community towards the foundation. So congratulations to the 12 recipients who I look forward to meeting individually as we make the awards, and commend you for reaching this height of performance that's being rewarded and may be the first financial reward you got for doing a good job. And as you begin your life in adulthood, you will see many rewards to come for doing the best job possible, as you did against over 60 competitors for these scholarships. So I commend you and thank you for making this possible for me to do. Thank you, Tom.
Thank you, Ron. We're also honored today to have the undersheriff with us. The foundation is an independent entity, but works very closely with the sheriff and undersheriff to determine what are the priorities of funding needs for the police department and the community safety initiatives that the department organizes each and every year. So it's an honor to have you here, Undersheriff, and I'll turn the podium over to you.
Thanks, Tom. I just want to make a couple of comments. You know, we talk about the foundation, and you've heard of it, obviously, and all that, but I think a lot of people don't realize that it's the people that count, right? And it's somebody like Ron Corey or Don that started this, and it's grown into the future. And what you're seeing behind me is the future, right? You hear on the news about all the talk about police reform and how we can do better as we move forward into the future. It's projects like this that the foundation undertakes, educating our kids. The most important thing we can do is develop them to be better leaders, and to help run a business like this that's going up behind me as we move forward to be the leader in America and probably the world in how we train police officers from around the country. So while you're here today in this tent on a nice, beautiful, sunny day, look back beyond this and realize that this foundation supports that type of thing, and that this person, where'd he go? There he is. This person here really supports the opportunity for your children to become leaders, and I hope that they decide to come back and join our department because we need them. So thank you for being here. Congratulations to all the students, and best of luck in your endeavors and in your college career. And thanks to Ron and to Don and to Tom and the foundation. So everybody enjoy the day. Thank you very much.
So as Ron pointed out, the foundation has come quite a long ways in the last 5 or 6 years. Raising $100,000 a year was pretty much what the foundation did for many years. The foundation turned 20 years old last year, so that was probably the most that had been raised in any one year. The last 2 years, we've raised nearly $8 million in each of those years. And that's because of the generosity of so many community members and local businesses supporting us. And the only reason they're supporting us is because each of you who are on the force, working for the department and working for the safety of all of us. Much of the money that's been raised over the last 2 years is to support the training facility that is going up behind us. We are in the first phase of that training project. Our goal for the first phase is $25 million, and we have fortunately received over $18 million in commitments for that project. And so because of that funding, this project is on track to be on time and the first building delivered by the end of the year. And we look forward to celebrating that on October 1st later this year, because the response that's required to incidents like what happened at the Country Music Festival is exactly one of the primary reasons for this training facility that will not only be used by Metro, but other first responder agencies here in Southern Nevada and ultimately throughout the state. So we felt it was only fitting this year to allow all of you to have sort of a first glimpse at what is being done here and have the opportunity to receive your scholarships in such an amazing place in front of a remarkable facility that is being built. We had this year 60 applicants for this scholarship, and which is really an incredible statistic each and every year that about 60 young people apply for this. And as Ron said, he sits on the selection committee as I do, and there's probably not a more challenging task that we face each year in figuring out of the 60 who should be the 10 or 12 that we're offering scholarships to each year. Because everyone who applies is a remarkable young man or woman who has demonstrated in the essay that they've submitted why it has been a rewarding and meaningful experience to grow up in a law enforcement household. And part of this effort is to recognize and honor your parents who have served and continue to serve so honorably for our community. So it is our pleasure to present each of you with a certificate today recognizing your accomplishment as a 2021 Alyn, Beck, and Igor Soldo Memorial Scholarship winner. So congratulations to each and every one of you. I'm going to ask Ron and the undersheriff to come up so that they can congratulate you.
What do you want to do?
And you'll get your photo taken with them. Our first recipient, Angelo Bevilacqua III. Congratulations, Angelo. Our next recipient, Viviana Serra. Congratulations. You're welcome.
Congratulations, Viviana.
I'm vaccinated as well, so I think that's this way.
Yeah, just a little bit. Get him out of the podium. That's perfect. Right there, right there. Perfect. Thank you.
Congratulations. Our next recipient, Naya Chio. Congratulations.
Well done, congratulations.
Congratulations.
This will be a familiar reunion. Alexa Darcy. Xavier Grabowski.
We're trending mask off.
Jalen McCarthy. Charles Menig.
Congratulations, Charles, well done.
Next is Deshaun Miles Jr.
Well done, congratulations. You good?
Yes, right there. Awesome. Come on, there you go.
Thank you. Congratulations.
Seth Orficio.
Congratulations, well done.
Congratulations.
Congratulations again.
Jonathan Perez.
freshness of youth.
That's right.
Congratulations. Manuel Walt. That's it. The 12th winner, unfortunately, had I think a baseball game conflict today. So Troy Connell is the 12th recipient. So why don't we give him a round of applause and extension. Well, once again, congratulations to each and every one of you. We look forward to providing the check for your scholarship later this summer, and wishing you all the best in your academic year ahead. As I said earlier, we thought this setting was appropriate given the scope of the project behind us and the importance of that project not only to the police department but to our community. Just as an update on construction, as you can see, the first building has already started to have the walls put up, and the slab of the second building, which will be behind it, will be poured next week. The roof of this first building is already beginning to be constructed, and as I mentioned earlier, that first building will be completed in November. The second building will take a little bit longer. The second building is going to house an indoor tactical training village, and that facility right now looks and will look like, when it's finished, a big warehouse. But inside, where the training will take place, will be the recreation of spaces that our officers and other first responders might get called to an incident. So there could be a casino floor, or an apartment, a house, a convenience store, a bank, a school. There will actually be a roadway running through the building that will fit the largest vehicle that LVMPD has, as well as the largest fire truck in Southern Nevada, so that there can be some vehicular access training in addition to the interior training in the buildings. So, as I mentioned, we'll be celebrating that first building on October 1st. And until then, I hope you all have and continue to be safe. And thank you again for the amazing young men and women that each of you are and who you represent. And to your parents, thank you for all your service and everything you do to keep Southern Nevada an incredibly safe and healthy place. There are refreshments here for you to enjoy. Feel free to take family photos in front of the step and repeat, and enjoy the rest of the afternoon. Congratulations again. Thank you for being here.